Hello once again, everybody. Welcome back to Nox Asian Recipes. Today she's making a vegan dumpling soup. This is a great comfort food, and dumplings are, of course, very famous in Asia. Many varieties, fried, steamed. We like to have them in soup because then you get to put a lot of nice stuff in the stock. Let's start off preparing a couple of ingredients for the filling. Dried mushrooms, she's going to need to soak them for 15 to 30 minutes, just room temperature water. She's using textured vegetable protein, which is made from soy, millet, beans, and this also needs to soak for at least 15 to 30 minutes. So while those ingredients are soaking now, we can go over and chop up some carrots. This is going to go in the dumpling filling, and Nok likes to finely chop by hand. You could probably run it through a food processor, but she prefers the texture this way. She can feel it in the dumpling, the texture of the carrot pieces. Cilantro, she sets aside the roots, which are going to be used for flavoring the soup stock. She finely chops up the stems, which is going to be used to dress the soup when it's ready. And the leaves are going to be finely chopped. These are going to go inside the dumpling filling. And now she's going to finely chop up some garlic, which is going to be fried later to use as a dressing on the soup when it's ready. All right, the mushrooms have been soaking long enough, so they're ready to be chopped up into fine pieces. She sets aside the water, don't throw it away. She's going to use it for flavor later. Okay, on to the vegetable protein then. This has been soaking for a while. You could see the water becomes a little foamy and bubbly. It has a spongy texture now that it's soaked up. And she squeezes it a bit and then rinses it under some water while she's squeezing it out. And then in the end, she's going to squeeze out the excess water and set it aside for use. So about half of the vegetable protein, she's going to chop into fine pieces to use in the dumpling filling as is. And the other part she's just going to cut in big pieces because it's going to be blended together with some other ingredients. Okay, onto the blender. So she's putting her big pieces of vegetable protein in the blender together with a little bit of salt, brown sugar, a couple of tablespoons of flour. You need flour in this mix to get a good texture and to help the filling stick together. Mushroom sauce brings in a great flavor. If this weren't a vegan dish, she might use oyster sauce. And now she's going to add a little bit of the water from soaking the mushrooms for flavor and to make it a little more liquid, easier to blender. Okay, so this mix that she just blended, she's going to turn it out into a bowl, add another tablespoon of flour to get the texture she desires and make sure that it cooks up nicely. Okay, so now it's just a matter of mixing together the ingredients for the filling, her finely chopped vegetable protein together with the finely chopped mushrooms. Add her chopped carrots in here. And then finally, she's going to put together what she just made in the blender. This mixture for the filling, she's going to want to pre-cook it. So she's going to cover it up in this case and put it in a steamer for about 10 minutes. You could also bake it if you wanted to. She needs to get the texture from pre-cooking, and also you don't want the flavor of raw flour inside your dumplings just in case. Okay, that's ready. She's going to set that aside to cool, and then in the meantime, she's going to fry her finely chopped garlic until it's nice and toasted golden brown. Garlic is ready to be drained and set aside, and the mixture is cool enough now. So her final ingredient that's going to go into the dumpling mix is the finely chopped cilantro leaves. Then she's just going to mix it all together. And the next step for Nok is to put the dumplings together. She has these dumpling skins she can buy here, and you'll see how she does it. Just a spoonful, moderate amount, into the middle of the dumpling skin. She's going to wet the dumpling skin with just normal water around the rim, fold it in half, pinch it together, and you'll see how she makes the ends come together to give it a dumpling shape. Just squeeze it all together like that. All right, let's look at another one. And when her dumplings are ready, she's going to refrigerate them for a time to make them firm up a bit so that they don't break open when she cooks them. And next she's going to cook up some Pak Choy until it's tender, drain it, and set it aside. This will be one of the ingredients for the soup. And then Nok will just coat it with a little bit of vegetable oil to preserve the color. Okay, then let's go make the soup stock. Into a pot of water, the cilantro root, and she's going to use a little bit more of the water from soaking the mushrooms for flavor in the soup stock. A little bit of salt, of course, and Nok today is using a marine algae to give this soup stock an incredible flavor. There's some ginger in there as well. But this algae, of course, will give it a very seafood taste, and it's very healthy and nutritious. She's going to cook this up for a little while, and you can see it gives off a foam, so she'll reduce the heat and then remove some of the foam from cooking the algae just because she wants her soup to be clear and transparent. Okay, so the soup stock is ready and the pak choy is set aside. It's time to boil the dumplings. She'll reduce the heat on the water as she adds the dumplings so that the vigorous action of the boiling water won't break up the dumplings. And then after about 10 minutes or so, they're ready to be removed when they're mostly floating. So she'll take them and drain them and put them in the bowls, getting ready to make the soup now. So she'll add her soup stock for flavor. I love dumpling soup. This is great. And then she's going to put the pak choy in there. And she's got her fried garlic, which will go in there as a dressing, as well as the cilantro stems, which she has finely chopped. So she'll add a little bit of black pepper as you desire, of course, and then mix it together. Let the stock cover the dumplings, and they're ready to taste. I think these dumplings are going to be great. We'll hope you enjoy this video so much. You can make many varieties of dumplings. They're as healthy as the ingredients that you use. And thank you for watching. Bon appetit.